Hi Virgo, welcome. It's Meredith. I'm here with a mid-month February reading for 2020, and we are doing a really different kind of reading. It will span through the end of February into the first part of March. It should cover the entire Mercury retrograde, though that's not the energy we're specifically focusing on. We have 3 different tarot decks, 3 different oracle decks. Let's just jump in and get started. We're using Tarot of Divine Legacy for the first row, and these cards are all about what's now, what's current, what's present for Virgo at this time. Your first 2 cards, you have the 7 of Coins and Justice. Really pretty. I have so grown to love the 7 of Coins, or Pentacles if you will. It used to be an eye roller for me, like, oh goodness, this just means more waiting. I have, however, had some temperance visit me with this card, and its message really is about being present in the moment and celebrating the harvest and celebrating all the energy you have invested into whatever your crop is at this time. It could be family, friends, beloveds, all of the above. It could be your career. Wherever you are investing, the fullness of the love that you are. The message on this card is you cannot rush a harvest, and why would you? Because the fruit just wouldn't be as sweet if you did, right? We've all taken a bite of an unripened something, and we know what that feels like, tastes like, and it's worth waiting for is the message here. Now, this card is coming along with, it's worth allowing for. Let me rephrase that. This card comes along with Justice, which is a balance and a harmonizing of energy. And for you, Virgo, this is a card that has shown up more than once in your monthly readings. And so for some of you specifically, very specifically, there could be a legal matter or legal documents that you are filing, processing, awaiting approval on in some way. And the message here is that you're closer than you think with whatever that scenario is. Now, spiritually speaking, the Justice card is about mercy. Mercy within your own self-relationship, because we can be our own worst critic. And there's a sense here that you may be attempting to rush something. For example, let's just say at the beginning of January, you set a goal to lose some weight, gain some muscle, right? Become more fit. And you could be tapping your toe thinking, I thought I'd be further along than I am right now. It's worth the investment of your energy, and there may be a lot of changes that have gone on on the inside with you, and are not as evident on the outside to your critical eye at this time. So have some mercy on yourself. Now, that's just one little example, but take it where it's relevant for you. Let's see what's next. Trust the process. Then you have the Ace of Swords. Gorgeous, beautiful, divine and cosmic gift of brilliant clarity and everlasting strength from the universe. This is another card where I feel an energy of don't stop, don't quit, don't give up. The swords, this suit is about our thoughts, our ideas, how we express them, how we don't express them, and it has a lot to do with the inner landscape and the inner dialogue that we've got going on. So a divine and cosmic gift of the Ace of Swords, brilliant clarity. So something that is unclear becomes clear. And I feel that could be related to the Justice card. So whatever it is you're harmonizing, balancing within yourself, or whatever situation or circumstance that you're bringing into wholeness, it has its own right season here, 7 of Coins. It's going to fulfill in its own right way at its own right time. And your brilliant clarity for knowing that and allowing that will take any perception of pressure off of that. Next card, 6 of Swords. Beautiful energy here, and you see that lovely Ace of Swords hanging right there above the boat. It's all around the boat, but the one above is really calling my attention. Also here, it looks like the the Hermit's Lantern, enlightenment there on the card. Now, the traditional meaning of this card is moving from a challenging situation to a much more favorable situation. And that feels as though it's the outcome that you're seeking over here on the 7. You're looking for, and you are in excited anticipation of a positive outcome. So keep going with the flow. Another message of that 6. There's also harmony and balance in this card. So you have it in the major arcana and the minor arcana in this row. So this is what's now for Virgo. Things are coming into harmony and balance. You may be feeling a little bit of inner pressure or impatience, and you are being reminded to come into the energy of allowing, because that's more participatory rather than just waiting. The energy of waiting can breed frustration, and that's not a helpful energy to you at this time. Be merciful with yourself and come into allowing. Okay, next card, your oracle card for this row comes from the Sawyer's Nature Portals deck. And this is a spirit animal, spirit creature for you to work with over the next 3 or so weeks. And you have mouse. Very sweet looking energy on that card. So this is something for you to investigate on your own. See what mouse spirit has to share with you. You can look that up online. My favorite book, though, is Animal Speak by Ted Andrews. Should cover this quite nicely. Next row of cards comes from the Wheel of the Year Tarot, and this row is all about what's in development, what is coalescing. Through the end of February into the beginning of March, your first 2 cards are, well, looky here. A repeat message, 7 of coins. Well, Virgo, you certainly do feel like you are waiting for something, though I have to draw your attention to the serenity that you can see on this card. And does she not remind you of the Empress? In this deck, I swear this is the Empress on this card. She's just checking the harvest. She's also heavily pregnant, you know, so there's a baby on the way. There's fruit in bloom on the trees. Everything is ripe. Everything is blossoming. Everything is growing abundantly. So here again, trust the journey. This is all worth allowing for. Coming with her, Queen of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful. This is a very clear message for you to be in tune with your emotions and your intuition. This queen cares nothing for the material. That's not where her peanut butter and jelly is at all. She's all about the emotion and the intuition. So her emotional intellect, her awareness, her emotional intimacy is super, super important, and she is unafraid of emotional intimacy. That means that this queen goes right for the heart, speaks from the heart, and considers everything from the heart. So if you're not getting the message, the queen is telling you, get into your heart. That's where you can do your very best allowing. And as you are in allowing, you will also amplify and heighten your attention for your own intuitive gifts. She does hold the Ace of Cups. She scries on the surface of the water for that cup. She's clairvoyant. She's all the clairs, of course. And here is where she pays attention. You notice it's right in front of her heart as well. This is where her attention goes. So this is how she is able to perceive and then make decisions upon those perceptions to exist on her own foundation in a loving, kind, and compassionate way. Next set of cards. So this is something that's in development. Clearly you have fruit on the vine. Clearly you are giving birth to some new kind of energy, and you know, it's some little egg that you're sitting on waiting for it to hatch right now. So savor the journey of that. Really enjoy the time of perceived stillness in it, because once all of this moves along and matures, the energy is going to shift and change and perhaps be more full and busy for you. So be satisfied in this time of abundant stillness. Next set of cards, your first is the Six of Wands. Yeah, victory, success, homecoming to the self. You know, coming back to your top row, the Six of Swords brings confirmation to the Justice card of whatever's being settled there in harmony and balance. It's being done in a positive, successful way. Now you have it again. The message repeats down here. So in the development process, let's take a moment and do the math or a little bit of numerology here in tarot. When you're at a 7 in a suit, you're not quite at 10, but you're close. So the message does become you're closer than you think. And these 6s are letting you know you're in process. Things are moving, harmonizing, balancing. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that you cannot necessarily see, and you have to take it on faith. So you keep doing what you're doing because it's working for you. You are becoming a success in this process. Coming with is the 2 of Wands. So again, planting seeds here of bounty, harvest on the 7. This is reminiscing even of the time when you did the planting, and look how far you've come. The 2 is letting you know that you stepped across this threshold through that doorway into a new realm of experience, and you are in deep. You're further along in the journey than you thought. So this essence of impatience is a desire to get to the 10 and know the fullness, the completion, and the shift into the next phase. Maybe you have a little bit of cabin fever for that sort of thing right now, Virgo. And then we have, beautiful, the King of Swords holding the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a message of brilliant clarity, everlasting strength. It tells you that you have what it takes to go the distance in any situation. Now, this king and his queen both get a reputation for being cold, somewhat calculating. The truth is, though, the fire burns bright within both of them, and they are exceptionally discerning, and they make really wise choices. And those choices affect others, not just themselves. So keep that in mind in this process too. What's going on for you has an effect on the other people nearest and dearest to you. So there's a lot of energy being sorted by the universe on your behalf. This is why the allowing factor is so important to you. Next, you have your oracle card from the fortune reading deck, and you get a message from Dragonfly. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. Beautiful. And, you know, that message is captured quite nicely on this version of the 7 of Pentacles, wouldn't you say? Certainly. Okay, next set of cards comes from Tarot of the 78 Doors, and this set of cards is all about the energy that is having an influence now upon your long-term happiness and fulfillment. Your first 2 cards, you have 9 of Swords. We're back to the swords, Virgo. This is a card of feeling trapped. Obviously, we have a person in a cage, but you know, the cage door is open. Let me give you a little bit better view of that card. He's actually free, though he's worried about his freedom, and it keeps him awake at night. And he's so concerned about his freedom that he doesn't even realize the door is open. And that's just the thing about the 9 of Swords. In any deck, there is a glimmer of faith and hope in the card. And sometimes it's represented by a bird on a windowsill. Sometimes it's represented by stars in the card, you know. But typically the person has their head in their hands over their eyes even, so they cannot see what is possible. And then we have the Queen of Cups coming in for a second time. So you're being asked, invited even, to go deeper into your own intuition, to trust it, to allow yourself to be guided by it, and to know that you are already free and liberated. This is a message of seeing yourself on the other side of whatever situation or circumstance you find yourself in, where the details have become slightly overwhelming and you just wish you were done with it. See yourself, vision yourself. She appears like a vision on this card. She seems to have stepped out of the ethers to bring an intuitive message of faith and hope to this individual, you. And she's letting you know you're free. Follow your intuition. Listen to that inner voice. It will guide you and guide you very well. Next card, 4 of Cups. You know, interesting. This is a card that also has a reputation, and it's one of apathy, as if we've perhaps given up on some sort of an energy. And if we are in an overwhelm of impatience, it can feel like this. We can become frustrated and we can indulge in habits of a lower vibration that do not serve our highest and greatest purpose, because we feel like we can't endure, we can't take another step forward. It's just, too much of a journey. But look at what's on the table here for you, really. There's a lot. There's a lot of fruit on the vine. There's a lot of abundance here. There's a lot of harmony and balance and wisdom and discernment and choice in front of you. So Virgo, my feeling is a lot has been going on behind the scenes. It's not necessarily been tangible, and you may have lost a little bit of faith for your journey at this time. The cards are encouraging you to reignite your own spark here. Come off the couch, put down the potato chips, whatever it is, turn off Netflix. Go for a walk, get reinvigorated, have a little chat with, mouse spirit, dragonfly spirit, and become re-inspired. Next card, 9 of Cups, because this is what you're headed toward. This is what all this harmony, balancing, decision-making, allowing is coming to. The 9 of Cups is a dream come true. It is a wish fulfilled and answered prayer. So this is why when you see the Ace of Swords, you get the message of don't quit now, because this is what quitting looks like. 4 of Cups. And it's really turning this card on its head and being, in reverence, in gratitude, in appreciation, which will reignite your inspiration, which will move the energy along in a way that feels much more satisfying to you and answers your own prayer. Okay, last 2 cards come from the Gateway Oracle deck. And the question put to this deck was, how is Virgo crossing thresholds and stepping through gateways in the next 3 weeks? First, look at this. Okay, savoring pleasure. I fully embrace bliss, the bliss of my life, or bliss in my life, excuse me. Yeah, take a tubby, fill up the tub, have a bubble bath, and step into that tub with reverence and appreciation and happiness and relaxation and joy and serenity and all of it, and trust your journey. Coming with this, dwelling in truth. I stand in the light of truth. Yes. Now's not the time to tell yourself an old story like this dude would on the 4 of Cups and limit your vision. This is a time for you to really step into your intuition. You've got the Queen of Cups 2 times over. You've got the 6 of Wands. You have the 6 of Swords. There's movement. There's seeds being planted. There's harvest blossoming on the vine. There's a whole lot of potential here for you. So dwell in truth, not a story of times past when things didn't fulfill or work out in the way you want. It may be feeling like that right now, but that's not how the energy is tracking. Okay, Virgo, thank you so much for watching. Do like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if it's in your heart to do so. Certainly check out the daily readings here on the channel. Deeply appreciated. And watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos. There's going to be a whole lot of information navigating the next 3 weeks through the retrograde. So take your time, enjoy those. Turn off Netflix, put on YouTube. Get inspired. Thank you again. Peace, love, joy, blessings. Namaste. Bye for now.